Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys, and today we're going to be talking about the Riptide case, and more specifically, should you invest into the Riptide case? Now, I have not really made a video about this, which is surprising considering Riptide has been out for 3 months. I haven't really made a definitive video talking and breaking down everything inside the Riptide case, comparing it to past cases, what I think the future holds for the Riptide case, and all of that. I've just gone over a little bit in each different video. But before we hop on into this one, if you guys are looking to pick up any Riptide cases or any CSGO skins, I've got a couple links down in the description, but let's hop on into it. Now, when we're looking at the Riptide case, the things inside of it are definitely not lacking, especially when we look at that rare special item that is extremely desirable. However, it'd be absolutely crazy to overlook the fact that there is a significant chance these items are going to come back, whether that's through dreams and nightmares or potentially a case after that. Odds are these things are going to return. We saw it with Shattered Web Fracture, we saw it with a Broken Fang, and then we saw the Snakebite case after. I think it'd be really immature to just skip over all of that. With that being said though, that does not necessarily make these things, especially the Riptide case, a bad investment. Before we hop on into that though, I want to mention a couple things that have the Riptide looking extremely well. First up, it's got two reds that both actually have desirability. This is not something we've seen a ton lately. We've started to see a lot of lopsided cases. We see like the P250, see you later. That thing is worth a couple dollars and no one wants it. Here, at least we've got two actually decently desirable coverts. That is definitely going to help out in the long run. Plus, we've got 30 possible knives. Now, this is actually extremely important because this means that the amount of emeralds out there and top tier finishes is going to be very low, and therefore the price is going to be pretty high on those, giving people an incentive to open up the case. This is something that the Spectrum 2 has, that people are drawn to the case price because it's only 25 cents for a Spectrum 2 case, but you can still get these top tier finishes on it, and it's one of the main selling points for the Spectrum 2 and possibly here for the Riptide. Now that's great and all, but the thing we really have to look at is what the Riptide case contains that is extremely special. This is something that's constantly overlooked with Broken Fang. Now the Broken Fang case has one that's been on the rise recently. It's gone up a significant amount compared to that like 35-cent price point it was holding for a while. Now it's sitting decent in that 55 to 65-cent range. Nothing absolutely crazy, but that's a pretty significant increase, about at least 50%. You're looking at the bare minimum. So there's definitely a lot of profit that was made there. However, one thing that is constantly overlooked is that the Broken Fang case has constantly been unboxed. I have made a list. I've went through all the Reddit posts that talk about how many cases have been unboxed, and so far in the Broken Fang lifetime, we've estimated that there's roughly 24 to 25 million unboxed. Now, this was calculated through a lot of different independent numbers added together, so there definitely is a small amount of error, but it's roughly around that point. We'll say 24 to 25 million. Now, this was made up with the majority of it coming from the one post where through the beginning of the Broken Fang release through March 11th, roughly around a 3-month time period, 9.5 million cases were unboxed for the Broken Fang case. Now, this is extremely interesting, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, but I've made a video talking specifically about the Broken Fang case and how it's actually been unboxed so much for a case that's been discontinued that it's got a lot of potential. However, that potential is very contingent on one item: the print stream. The M4A1S print stream has been going absolutely crazy in price. It's gone up significantly since the A1S got buffed, and therefore this case has been a really popular one to open because that print stream is at such a high price point. Now, this is where the Riptide comparison to Broken Fang really struggles, because the Riptide case does not offer anything like that. It's got an AK-47, which will not be receiving a buff or anything like that, and it's got a Desert Eagle Ocean Drive, which, although the Deagle has been nerfed recently, it's not like anything close to the M4 versus M4A1S. Therefore, it's going to have something else that needs to define it to be able to be opened like these other cases have been, and I don't really know if I see that with anything here in the Riptide case. It's got the knives, but once again, the other case is going to probably have the knives. We're going to assume that the case that comes after this will have the knives. Now, the Riptide case does have something working for it, and that's going to be its supply. Right now, we're seeing lower player numbers than we did during Operation Broken Fang, and this is extremely important. This theoretically means that there's going to be less cases out there to open, which is extremely good when we head back to that original 3 months. Now, this operation has been out for roughly 3 months at this point, and as I mentioned before, the Operation Broken Fang case unboxing number that we have of 9.5 million was at its roughly 3-month point. Now, when we head over to the Riptide case, this is where we start to see a lot of positive things for the Riptide case, because we have seen 10 million cases unboxed so far for the Riptide case, not including December here. I think now that we're at least 2/3 through December, I think it's a pretty safe bet to say that we've seen at least 1.5 million unboxed. Therefore, we're sitting at around 11.5 million unboxed, and with a potentially lower supply, this means that it's going to eat up a lot faster than the Broken Fang case originally did. Now, this is great, but it leads me into my final point. The fall of the Riptide and Broken Fang case are one thing. It's from botting. I have went into a server and I saw it just absolutely completely filled. You can see this image I took with my phone. I was just kind of weirded out by the accounts I saw in there. Now, this has been an extreme problem in CSGO for a long time. However, I've never seen it acted out like this. I don't have any footage or anything, but you can take my word for it, and we'll go over to their inventory in just a second. These accounts were moving like bots, like CSGO old bots used to do, and they were doing okay. You can see the scoreboard, none of them were doing like absolutely crazy. However, when we head over to their inventory, we see a glaring problem. The problem is we've got these bots here that are just immediately farming this operation, getting the cases and selling them on the market. What frustrates me though is the lack of things being done by Valve here. Valve is making money off of this, therefore they have no reason to actually go ahead and stop it, but it hurts their player base. Second, you see that deployment date? This dude has been playing it for, what, 2-3 weeks? And that he's already at the gold operation coin. He's probably maxed out compared to everyone else at this point. He's probably at the same exact position, and all he did was just leave his computer running. And there's multiple of these accounts. You can see this one, they haven't put too much effort into leaving their computer running for some time, so you know, they're only at the silver operation coin. But it's just really frustrating to see, and that's what makes me really unsure about investing into this case actually, is the unknown supply. Because when I originally found these accounts, they had a bunch of cases on them. It seems they've sold them off or potentially traded them off to different inventories where they're just hiding them. And that makes me scared because I don't know how many cases are out there that are unaccounted for, and it makes me really hesitant to invest. However, there is definitely some upsides and some downsides to investing into the Riptide case. But that is really all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think about anything in the video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.